Laziness is not the absence of effort. It is the presence of comfort that demands nothing. Laziness is not the absence of effort. It is the presence of comfort that demands nothing. Most people think lazy people are broken, unmotivated, lacking drive, missing some essential quality that high performers have, and they do not. They are wrong. Laziness is not a personality defect. It is a state, and states can be broken. The samurai understood this. They built a training principle so absolute, so uncompromising, that laziness became structurally impossible. Not harder to resist, not easier to overcome. Impossible. Today, I'm going to show you that principle. And then I'm going to show you a man who applied it and watched his entire identity shift in 12 days. His name is Takashi, 29 years old, works in tech support, lives alone, and he has not done anything meaningful in 3 years. He wakes up, goes to work, does the minimum required, comes home, orders food, plays games, or watches videos until his eyes hurt, goes to bed, repeats. On weekends, the pattern is even worse. No structure at all, just endless scrolling, endless consumption, endless comfort. Takashi is not depressed. He is not struggling with mental health. He is not dealing with trauma or grief. He is comfortable, and comfort has turned him into a ghost. He used to have goals. He wanted to start a business, learn Brazilian jiu-jitsu, build something that mattered. He had energy once, ambition once, a sense of himself as someone capable of becoming more. Now, he cannot remember the last time he did something hard by choice. Not because he tried and failed, because he stopped trying entirely. The comfort became too easy, and the easy became the only thing he knew how to do. Takashi is not lazy by nature. He is lazy by habit, and habit, once established, feels like identity. Shugyo, deliberate hardship chosen daily. The samurai did not wait for motivation. They created conditions that made softness impossible. What Takashi discovers, through a random conversation with a friend who studies martial philosophy, is a single Japanese word that changes everything. Shugyo. Shugyo is a concept from classical samurai training. It translates roughly as austere training or the way of self-discipline through hardship. But the translation does not capture what it actually meant in practice. Shugyo was the principle that a warrior must deliberately seek out difficulty. Not wait for it, not endure it when it came, but actively choose it, daily. Samurai would train barefoot in snow, stand under waterfalls in winter, fast for days before important decisions, sleep on hard floors, deny themselves comfort in every form that did not serve their training. Not because they were masochists, not because they enjoyed suffering, because they understood that comfort is the enemy of the warrior spirit. The principle of Shugyo says, if you allow yourself to become too comfortable, you will lose your edge. You will soften. Your tolerance for effort decays. You become weak without realizing it. And once you are weak, laziness is not a choice. It is the only option your body and mind will allow. Shugyo prevents this by building hardship into the structure of daily life. You do not wait to feel motivated. You impose difficulty on yourself whether you feel like it or not. And over time, the difficulty becomes normal. Effort becomes default. Laziness becomes impossible. The human nervous system is built to conserve energy. This is a survival mechanism. When your environment is consistently easy, your body interprets this as effort is not required. It downregulates your tolerance for discomfort. It raises the threshold for what feels hard. The more comfort you experience, the harder normal effort feels. This is why people who never do anything difficult find it almost physically painful to start. Not because they are broken, because their system has adapted to a life where nothing demands effort. The reverse is also true. When you expose yourself to consistent voluntary hardship, your nervous system adapts. The threshold lowers. What used to feel hard starts to feel normal. Effort stops feeling like suffering and starts feeling like baseline. This is what Shugyo builds. A system that cannot tolerate softness. Laziness does not disappear because you gain willpower. It disappears because your body stops offering it as an option. He turned the water to cold. Every cell in his body screamed to stop. He stayed. Takashi hears about Shugyo and immediately resists it, deliberately choosing discomfort. That sounds insane. He has spent the last 3 years avoiding discomfort. Why would he invite it in? But something about the principle sticks. The idea that his laziness is not permanent, that it is a state created by conditions, and conditions can be changed. So he decides to apply Shugyo as an experiment. Monday morning, he sets his alarm for 5:30 a.m., 90 minutes earlier than usual. When it rings, every fiber of his being wants to stay in bed. He gets up anyway. First thing, a cold shower. 2 minutes. Full cold. No warm start. The shock is physical. His breath catches. His body screams to stop. He does not stop. He stays for the full 2 minutes. When he steps out, something has shifted. Not motivation. Not inspiration. Something deeper. For the first time in years, he has done something hard by choice. Not because he had to, because he decided to. And his body, which has spent 3 years learning that effort is optional, suddenly remembers that it is not. Takashi adds a second Shugyo practice, 20 push-ups before breakfast. Then a third, no phone for the first hour of the day. None of these things are life-changing on their own. But together, they build something. By day 12, Takashi is unrecognizable. 5:30 wake up, cold shower, push-ups, no phone. Then he goes to work. But work itself feels different now. Tasks that used to feel overwhelming now feel manageable. Not because they got easier, because he got harder. On day 14, something happens that surprises him. After work, instead of collapsing on the couch like he has done for 3 years, he goes to the gym. Not because he decided to in the moment, because the version of himself that wakes up at 5:30 and takes cold showers is not the version that collapses on couches. Shugyo has not just changed his behavior, it has changed his identity. The man who chooses difficulty every morning is not lazy. Not because he is trying not to be lazy, because laziness is incompatible with who he is becoming. By week 4, Takashi has signed up for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. By week 6, he has started building the side project he abandoned 3 years ago. None of this happened because he found motivation. It happened because he built a daily practice that made softness intolerable. Shugyo is not a mindset. It is a series of non-negotiable daily practices that rebuild your tolerance for effort. Step 1. Choose 3 daily hardships. They must be physical, immediate, and non-negotiable. Examples: cold shower for 2 minutes, 50 push-ups before breakfast, no phone for the first hour after waking. Step 2. Do them every single day. No exceptions. Not on weekends. Not on holidays. Not when you're tired. The practice is non-negotiable. Step 3. Do not start with motivation. Start with the decision that this is who you are now. You are the person who does hard things every morning whether you feel like it or not. Step 4. After 2 weeks, add 1 more hardship. After 4 weeks, add another. Over time, your baseline shifts. What felt unbearable at the start becomes automatic. This will feel wrong at first. Your body will resist. It will tell you that this is unnecessary, that you can start tomorrow, that you have earned a break. That voice is the voice of comfort trying to protect itself. Ignore it. Shugyo is not about punishment. It is about recalibration. You are resetting your nervous system's tolerance for effort. And once that tolerance rebuilds, laziness stops being an option. Laziness is not who you are. It is what happens when you remove all resistance from your environment. The samurai practiced Shugyo not because they were naturally disciplined. They practiced it because they understood what modern men have forgotten. Laziness is not a flaw. It is an adaptation. When your environment requires nothing of you, your body adapts to require nothing of itself. This is not weakness. This is efficiency. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it is designed to do. Conserve energy in the absence of demand. The solution is not to fight laziness. It is to remove the conditions that create it. Shugyo removes those conditions by imposing deliberate hardship every single day. You are not building willpower. You are rebuilding your system's tolerance for effort. And once that tolerance is high enough, laziness stops being a temptation. It stops being an option. It becomes structurally impossible. Takashi did not become a different person. He became the person he was always capable of being once comfort stopped numbing him. You're not lazy by nature. You are lazy by environment. Change the environment. The laziness will vanish. Choose the cold shower. Choose the early alarm. Choose the push-ups. Choose difficulty. Be hard. Be austere. Be awake.